job. What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Our bodies are given life in the midst of nothingness. Existing where there is nothing is the meaning of the phrase, form is emptiness. That all things are provided for by nothingness is the meaning of the phrase, emptiness is form. One should not think that these are two separate things.
Can I be your...
Check it. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You are feeling sleepy. Under deep hypnosis, I'm the composer, master of the opus. Mind on cruise control, lost all focus. Puppet masters love pulling strings, herding the sheeple by selling dreams. You have to be asleep to live the American theme. They create the problem, then deliver the solution. Profit of both ends, all we fought for the illusion. The government are all one, but promote to divide. Walk right into the trap cause most people are blind. They can't see the plan has conquered the mind. While we sit here and argue, we can't get back time. History stays relevant, destroying our future. Self-destruction has become part of the culture, while the rich feed off the dead like vultures. No more hibernation, awoke the sleeping giant. Put a ripple through the system, awakening and vibrant. I'm the alkaline of water, Poseidon with the trident. Bitch.
Peace to everybody. Bex, Alchemos 83. And I think that's Eli Buchanan. Hopefully I said that right. All right. Energy. What should I start with? Maybe I took these screenshots from Divergent. He had such good pictures, I had to borrow them from this new video. A couple of them. I was walking through the city today and I seen this building. I'm gonna show this first. This building right here. It sucks I had to take the picture this way on my phone because it's so tall. But it just made me think, like, you know, if people have their cell phones or whatever, you could zoom in on the picture, but it looks like a piece of a castle. This is about 2 or 3 miles from the capital. Pretty much the other side of the highway. So, probably a little further than that. I know it's the north end. But it just makes me think, what the hell was this? we know red brick holds energy, and that'll make sense to why they're getting rid of brick buildings. Like the city I live in, most of the brick apartment buildings are being obliterated, and if not, just like the factories, the old factories are knocking them all down. They're all made of a brick, and they're being replaced with garbage, wood. You know, let's there's way more dirt in this world and clay and sand to make bricks or whatever is needed. But let's cut the trees down, which there aren't many. It takes about 100 years for a tree to grow its full potential. So let's cut the fucking trees down and knock all the fucking brick buildings down. These people are ass backwards. They're not, you know, if they could apply their business skills the right way, they could. It's all about how they could make that quick buck. And they got a nerve to tell people to be patient. I was trying to find some good pictures to really show when I say, you know, Jesus, we know there's two versions of this son, right? Depending on the story you're being told. Me personally, I think Jesus and Satan are brothers for the facts they are the negative and positive for the light. Like I've said, they call it Satan, or you know, the god of the material world, because Satan is low vibrating light. He's the low materializing light. Jesus would be, you know, up with the luminaries, the gases, and you know, it had shed the flesh. You're up, you're rising up. There's no weight to you. You're shedding all your anchors. Once I learned about light, gases, and all this stuff, it all made sense to me, and how it's right in our face. Can't make this up. Lucifer lighting. I found this picture today, or this schematics, or whatever this is. I changed the name Satan to Lucifer, and because I'm trying to find if there's any good religious pictures to explain that. But I just didn't have time. I rushed because I just started the live stream quick. Probably no one got this alert because I did it. Someone let me know. Actually, Bex let me know and said, if you start a live stream within a half hour, nobody will get the alert. And I knew that already, but I didn't know it was long. I thought it was an hour. Yeah, Jesus is Satan. I get what you're saying, you know, because I said the same thing for a long time until I realized it's all about energy. You know, I know a lot of people are stuck on the stories they say in the Bible and all that stuff, and that's fine. But me, honestly, no disrespect to no one, I really don't give a shit with them stories, because I've realized none of that shit matters. You know, I refuse to put any of them characters on a pedestal more than my own parents or family and my good friends, because I don't know any of those people. But Yeah, I see what you're saying, Scott Severini, because you know, even though they split the source into two, um, it's still one source. Why is it split into two? I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Why there's that duality of a negative and positive when it's one piece of energy coming. Um, Maybe you need the higher and lower. I'm looking into that more. Yeah, I know, Scott. I know they're good books, you know. And if they're taught, you know, if the stories are told correctly in ways, but you know, an old lady had told me, watch what you. We were talking about this with Dom yesterday. Watch what you upload into your mind, meaning watch what you read, watch what you watch on TV, and I get it now. You know, maybe it might be too late, but you know, for me, I speak for me. I realize none of them stories in that Bible, the way the preachers tell them, they don't matter. They constantly put into the ether. Uh, if you go into a church, all they're going to talk about is sin, which I learned the Hebrew word is shin. I've said this before, um, and it means basically born with a lack of knowledge, which makes sense if you're born into sin, right? Uh, but these preachers, man, they talk about all negative shit. They want the world to end and burn and all these innocent women and children, men to perish. It's all they put into the ether. I don't even think they know the truth. I think they're dumb, deaf, and blind. But if you start looking into this stuff about energy, man, it all makes sense. And it started, I said this before too, when I was watching videos on energy and light spectrum and gases, and they were explaining how uh that, um the lower light materializes. And I said, motherfucker. It just made me think right there about Satan, or whatever name they want to put on the god of material world. It just made more sense to me. On they mostly depict Jesus as being a spirit with the halo on its head. Um, I mean, you can look at the characters in many ways. Satan's supposed to be a female, actually, if you want to look at it that perspective. Male, female, sun, moon, negative, positive. There's so many ways you could look at these symbols. Um, but I showed a picture. I'm gonna see if I could dig that picture up too. Hold on, let me try to dig that up so then I could just go back to back. Hopefully I don't get booted out in the process, but um, ah, hold on, let me try again. Um, I wonder what happened. got to get the eyeball because that plays a good part with light in the portals of your eyes. Come on. I hate when you go to upload a picture. It's me. These fucking people, man. I'm just pulling up a couple more to add to my um my bad, everyone. It's gonna probably, I'm trying to find this one picture, and because it's gonna keep booting me out when I could just type it in and download in 2 seconds. So how's everybody doing today? More like get this picture up. What's today? Thursday? Freaking pissed rain here in Connecticut today. Horrible. How do you spell labyrinth? Labyrinth. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know why. It's got to be difficult. I put Lucifer. I meant Pan. What the hell's wrong with me, man? Pan. Same thing. Pan, Lucifer. It's all the same. Holy shit, nuggets. I'm glad I went to, because we know Pan plays the flute, which is music, which a lot of that music is low vibrating sound. Interesting. I didn't know there was a movie called Pan's Pan's Labyrinth. Interesting. But there's an old picture. Let me see. I'm about to give up in 1 second because I don't want to keep y'all waiting. If I can't find it, I'll just have to fall across it and show it next time. But that wasn't a complete waste because I got a couple good ones. Here it is. I got one. Right when I was going to give up. Alright. I'm coming back. Screw it. Pew! See ya. Alright. I got more than what I was bargaining for. Okay, so pull up this picture. Boop. It's called a Schumann resonator. Now, I had showed a picture of Pan, and it looked like the one on the right is a church floor. Let me see. Now I gotta upload these pictures. And to me, created to hide the resonator, or you know, because you could find like crop circles kind of look similar. I got a little ahead of myself. I get excited when I see pictures. I'm like a hoarder when it comes to pictures. I could stay. You ever see the top of your electric stove? Of course I can't upload that picture. Why would I be able to? The top of an electric stove. What? It wants me to erase pictures. Okay. We'll do that. What do y'all think about the resonator? To be honest, I've never used one of those, so I couldn't tell anyone. I don't know if it resonates frequency. Well, obviously, but there's this movie, and look at this guy's forehead. Right? You see the swirl. That's from this movie right here. Well, probably not this exact movie, but Pan's Labyrinth, which has the resonator on it. I'm just not saying any of this is factual. I'm just synchronizing. This nasty soda. The symbols. So this one is called Chartreuse Labyrinth. That's what it says. Chartreuse Labyrinth. And you see this symbol, what people call labyrinths or mazes, and it makes me wonder because certain frequencies grow crops or plants much better. It's like playing heavy metal to one area of your garden and then playing classical music in the other. You're gonna get a completely different outcome. I think light, sound, they kind of travel on the same wavelength. Or not the same wavelength, but you get what I mean. It travels This is what I found for Pan's Labyrinth. This is similar to the one I had. The one I had this labyrinth, but Pan was standing on the side instead of in the center like that. And then you get stuff like this that's built in to old architecture. Which is the same as this on the church on the right. Damn, 51 comments. Let me check the comments real quick. Peace, Dean, Flat Earth Nation, Look Within, Dom, Mesa Melt, Little Bunny Foo. Pan, born with goat's legs, probably webbed, actually. A man, mermaid, like Lilith. Sunlight, moon, lesser light. I think in real we have 2 subs. Yeah, there's how many, Scott Severini, how many morning stars? We got the sun, we got Venus, and that's something else I'm gonna get into about, I found something with the Egyptians and Venus. I think it's Venus. Hopefully I could find these 2 pictures that I've been meaning to show everyone. It caught my eye. This is not a presentation. I'm just, everyone's on my other channel, Mesa Melt. That's crazy. Instead of the main channel, it don't matter. Peace S. All right, I got everybody. Hey, you guys could go to whatever channel suits you best. To me, they're all one because I'm controlling both of them. But let me see if I could find this these other 2 pictures real quick before I go on any further. With this energy stuff, you know, like I have so many symbols on my laptop that connect to the Schumann resonator. I'm convinced that churches and probably many other buildings created energy, infinite amounts of it. Just like the pictures I showed with this building. Someone had mentioned these buildings don't have glass windows because the glass stops the building from how could I put it? I'm probably going to say this wrong. Resonating or creating the energy. The glass is like it interferes with it. How true is that? I don't know. But if you look carefully in a lot of these old pictures, the buildings don't have windows, which also proves seasons. This building is in, I don't remember. But oops. All right, let me see if I could find that one picture. Whenever I look for something, it figures it'll take Hopefully it don't take long. Hopefully I didn't erase it out of my phone. Because that would suck. If anyone wants to hit the link, I think I posted it. Let me drop the link again, just in case. I got more pictures I'm going to show. I'm just trying to get these other two lined up. Because I'm sound, energy, light, all this stuff. To me, you know, what do people think? Can the elements exist without frequency? What would be the main, what would bring the elements into existence? It would have to be frequency. Light, that was quick. What's up, Dean? You sound a little low. Probably can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you sound real low.
Can't get my,
Maybe it's, is it me? Me. I'll say something.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, you sound. There you go. Now you're better.
Yeah, got to use my earphones these days. The bastards won't. They fuck with my sound. Even my ringing experience. I don't have a loudspeaker anymore. They seem to have shit canned that one for me. Anyway,
There's the
that's
picture.
how that.
Okay. Now, how am I going to get the picture from here to there? I found the two pictures in my files that I want to show here. But yeah, this resonator. What do you think about it, Dean? The Sherman resonator. I see in the 1800s, 1700s. I see all types of pictures with this resonator, and yeah, I'm starting to think, son. People, they have pictures of mazes. Like, what if you used a resonator in a garden? You know, what type of giant? You know, people say the atmosphere was different. That's why the foods were growing. But what if the frequency was different? What if it doesn't matter if the
I've
big
been
trees are
talking about
here?
today, actually. To be
Yeah.
honest, Chuck, it's
All you
exactly
gotta
the
do is
same
change the
conversation I
frequency.
had with a lady at Pack and Save. That's one of our grocery stores, right? Some people took me in, and I said, I might as well go to your store today. But yeah, I was at the checkout, and somebody was saying about the weather, and I said, yeah, do you notice I got lettuces going rotten in my garden because of the rain. And one of the ladies behind the counter says, oh, that's really weird. And I says, well, we just got wet weather. And she says, yeah, I wonder why that is. And I says, well, it's probably just frequencies that they're generating. And she said, what do you mean? I said, well, you know, in the Second World War, the bombing of England was so heavy that it rained for years afterwards. So, you know, there's a hell of a lot of frequency being expanded into the atmosphere through bombing. And that made it rain for a lot, you know. So we don't know what they're doing up there. But there is a lot of people out there that say they hear odd noises now up in the air, atmosphere. I've even heard you talk about it, Charles. Right? So, you know, she says, oh, I'm going to write that down. She wrote it down on a little note. She's going to check out frequency. She says, I'm a bit of a, conspiracy theorist. I says, that good on you. The only way we're going to find out is to research.
Exactly. I think we lost Charles momentarily. I think it's just you and me, Dean. Nice to see you. Mic check. Mic check. Are you there, Dean?
Mic check. Mic check.
Oh, yep. Yep, we're both here. Good. Good.
Yeah, I was just saying, there's frequency generators are going on everywhere. We can use whatever tools to generate some sort of frequency. I've been looking at a lot of things. There's a picture I put in the Telegram. I don't know if I've shared it to you, Bex, but I share it to a lot of people. And it was two people talking to each other in the 1800s. And there was a picture, a hologram picture of the woman he was talking to. You know, a hologram picture being displayed in front of him so he could see who he was talking to.
Yeah.
And so we know this technology is out here, and it's been around for a lot longer than what they tell us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
For
so,
sure.
you know, we're in the dark ages now. They tell us we came from the dark ages, but no, they shoved us into the dark ages, right?
My bad.
Welcome
I
back,
found,
Charles.
yeah, I found two of the pictures. I don't know why it does that. It boots me out when I'm looking for the pictures through StreamYard. So I don't know, but yeah, there's so much in the architecture and everything, man, that proves frequency and energy, even in the human body. It's just so interesting to me. Way more interesting.
Oh, you popped out again, bro.
He'll be back. He'll be
What
back.
have you been
I
doing?
popped out. What do you mean I popped out?
Oh, you're back.
This is
Maybe
the
he
picture I couldn't find. Here's one of them. Pan's Labyrinth. And it
That little
has,
ball.
yeah, I thought
Just
that
move
it was a maze behind them, but it's not. But it's what Pan is showing is sound, vibration. He's got the 7 keys to his thing he blows on, which is aligned with the 7 original stars, or sorry, 5. It's not 7. Or is it 2, 4? Yeah, 7. So it's showing the 7 original wandering stars with his 7 things he blows on. So that's probably each key is aligned with a star. It's that frequency he's tapping into, the 7. So someone in the chat or anyone, let me know how many. What is it? Fa, sol, la, whatever how that goes. There's 7, right? Fa, sol, la. I don't know that, but
Do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. Very monotonously stated. So I'm not going to try and sing the scale, even though I'm sure I could. But probably not on demand online. It's cool. It's a lot in that picture. I was trying to see what I could get out of the Latin.
Yeah. Gotta get rid of some of these pictures here before
Well, I
it's not
can't read Latin.
what?
I say I can't read Latin, so I won't be able to help you there. But what about handheld? Like he's got a handheld generator or frequency generator, I feel. I don't know whether anyone has seen those pictures in India. What's his name? Crikey, I can't think of his name now offhand. Dang it. Yeah, I was looking at it last night. But he's talking about some kind of frequency thing that they find in India in some of these temples.
Yeah, Kay says Harmonia. That's what that says there. 7 planetarum. K Harmonia 7 planetarum.
Damn, I should have
And
brought
Now
technically
I found them. Sorry, everyone.
planetarum.
Now look at this picture here. I'm gonna skip around, but this is a picture of, I believe it says Isidus, but I thought this was Venus, but it is, because look at all the names she goes by. Venus, they're all to the left. Anyway, what's important is the thing in her hand, because it reminds me of this thing in the right hand.
Just similar to what I've seen in those temples, yes. Well, not I've seen, but I've been looking at.
Which is, looks like some sort of a resonator. Well, thanks to Divergent again, you're going to see his dome piece right here. Ha ha. But you could see it in the Egyptian, and you know,
Inca have them as well.
it's the same thing, man. It's in her hand. Everything's energy, man.
Fully.
That's the dance of Venus. I think that's the course she takes.
Cool pick.
And a lot of these courses these wandering stars create a cymatic symbol. This looks like the same thing, the resonator, but that's in the lawn. Now, if someone draws these symbols out, can that create energy? Also, I was looking at pictures, and what they do in Mecca with the cube in the center, that all reminds me of a resonator. Well, all the people there, if you get what I'm saying, that bottom little picture.
Yes.
These things were everywhere. People say, Chuck, but that's brick. Well, how do you know what's under it? All right? That's how I see it. Everything's energy. This is my favorite symbol right here. It reminds me of the sun, the lower sun. The dragon is the energy, the aurora borealis and all that spewing out, the stars. But some people like to say that's Satan. This is a building in Hartford, Connecticut. Damn, I had a picture of the original building, which is beautiful. They knocked it down to build this monstrosity, but it's shaped like the center of the Vesica Pisces, or a vagina. Who knows the type of energy this building collects? It's all glass too at that. Now,
Amazing.
glass creates heat. You ever been in a building that has glass and the sun's beaming into it? It's freaking hot if you don't have AC. And look at this, thanks to Divergent. He got the old picture of the building and then what it looks like now. They done took all the antennas off, all the decorations, all like, that building looks so bland and slavery-like, right? I've noticed, I've said this before, the old world had so much decoration and life to it, and dedication and love and high energy. Our world looks bland. Everything wants to be the same. Everyone wants to be cloned. Everyone's got to do what someone else is doing. No creativity, anger, low vibration. Just a sad world we live in. It's nothing compared to the old world, where they seemed free and happy and loved life and respected Mother Earth. We live in a fucking shithole. That's the left to the right, reminds me of heaven, hell. That's how I'll describe it. Beautiful, a pit of shit. Real architecture, real art. And on the right, it looks like a fucking photo machine copy of, not even, it looks like it's been ransacked by fucking, it looks like it was taken to the chop shop. Pisses me off. My fault, everyone. I'm not trying to be negative, but it gets me fired up.
It's all good.
Peace, Jen.
I understand.
I could be getting fired up because when you start looking into the old world, man, it's just so much more.
Well, as I was saying before, I feel like they tell us we came from the dark ages, but looks like we had a better age, and then they put us back into the dark age, right?
Right. Beck's dropped off. I find a lot of these old temples, and if you look, like a lot of Buddhist cemeteries have these towers, not this big, but smaller versions all over, and they put the ashes, or the Buddhist or teacher or will sit with their legs crossed, and they'll be sort of like dipping your baby shoe in gold. No, I'm joking, but they're kept in it's like a shrine, but could these shrines have been energy stations. Most likely, yes. These towers right here, shit. You know the towers they have that be like in fields, and you'll see with the lines, and it's carrying electricity to a smaller town, but they're these huge towers, and they go through, like, they'll cut through a fucking, you'll be on the highway driving in the middle of nowhere, and then you'll see a big section cut out to put these towers and the lines that they just plow right through all the trees. Well, that's what these are. All them little things that hang down is where a wire would go. But interesting shit.
I get what you're saying, Chuck. And it's interesting that they say that some of those big high tension, because I call them high tension lines, right? And a lot of them, they actually pull power out of the ether as well, right? Because they're up high enough to do so.
I guess Bex is out of commission, but that's where I'm at now with, like, a lot of my search. I don't want to say, or research, or my journey is everything to me is energy, frequency, energy. I'm just so in tuned that
everything works just right.
Like an orchestra, you know, all these different energies and frequencies harmonize as one, like an orchestra. How do you like that?
In the same way that they influence plants, right? People play different music to plants, and orchestral music seems to have a better resonance with plants than, say, heavy rock, for example, or that type of music, grunge or whatever.
Heavy metal, garbage. Nah, I like some Metallica. But, you know, one day I was listening to hip hop, some real underground. Onyx shut them down. And it had me in this angry mood, and I just wanted to knock somebody out. I brought all my low anger energy out. Now, not that it wasn't giving me energy, because I was getting souped up. Then right after I turn it off, and I start playing some rock and roll. I think it was what's that band from Alabama? Credence.
Clearwater Revival.
Yeah. Totally different mood. Then if you put classical music on, it's even more soothing. Now, words. People say, oh, words don't hurt you. They're just words. No, they do. Words change a molecular structure just like an instrument, because words are a sound just like an instrument. Sticks and stones break bones, but names will never hurt me. Bullshit. People might put on that mask in front like it don't hurt them, but when they get home, they be crying.
Yeah.
So these pictures, I've never seen these pictures before, but Divergent, I had to screenshot this because I've never seen nothing like it. And it makes me think, what was inside of them that you know, that within that barrier there, right? Were they putting mercury, or it's been taken apart? just like this.
Well, they've been dismantled, haven't they?
Yep, they dismantled it all.
Mm.
Even the Capitol in Connecticut, and I Divergent. I left in his comments about Hartford Capitol. He actually showed on a later video. He showed the Capitol, and I was like, nice. You know, he actually looks at the comments. He does his research good. People should subscribe to Divergent. I put his link when I shared his video. I put his link in the description.
Okay.
Not in this video, but other videos. Now, I was looking at this, and it reminded me not only of the Masonic pillars, which could create energy. Now, I forgot how many real Masonic pillars. People say 2, but I think there's 3 or 4. Now, it reminds me of the 4 pillars that hold up the earth. Wouldn't the 4 pillars that hold everything together, it could be creating, these 4 pillars could be creating with the center, which would be Mount Meru at the center, the building you see in the center would be Mount Meru with the 4 pillars for the 4 corners, could be creating the energy which creates the, I always forget the damn name. The damn frequency, man, that that creates the firmament.
Okay, I got you. It's interesting. I've been trying to find that thing about the dome, and in the Encyclopedia Britannica, 1958, which is the year before they signed the Treaty of Antarctica. And so when they signed that Treaty of Antarctica in 1959, they removed lots and lots. They retracted the edition, the 1958 edition, re-edited it, and then put it out with a 1959 Britannica model, which had no reference to the dome that was found in latitude 60-something degrees south, 65, 67 degrees, I'm not sure, but latitude south. And that was found in the one of Admiral Byrd's operations on his trips to Antarctica, which he did several of. And they talk about Middle America. There's a land down there bigger than Middle America.
Yeah, I have that video of the Cambodian Royal Palace Free Energy. I got it from, what's that guy's channel? Man, I haven't watched his channel. John Levy. He had showed it on one of his short videos years ago, and I downloaded it. And yeah, and there's one in Russia too. There's in Russia. I'm gonna get a picture of it where they have metal plates in the ground because of free energy flowing through the ground. I mean, the old world is so amazing. Peace, Yolanda. It was so amazing, man. It makes us look like a joke. Which we don't have to be. Like these right here were turned into religious ornaments, when in reality they were antennas collecting energy from the ether. Now, if this is collecting energy from the ether, my question is, what's collecting the low energy from the ground? Is it the ground? Grounding? So I thought grounding was sort of like,
I feel that grounding is actually a way of earthing out the static energy that's built up, right, in the atmosphere. Where that static energy is coming from, I'm not sure, but you can be walking in rubber-soled boots on pavement, and you'll go to your car, and as soon as your hand reaches for the door, I get a crack some days. If I'm in bare feet and I'm walking around, doesn't affect me so much. But I definitely know it affects me more when I got rubber-soled footwear on.
Now I'm gonna get one of these. I see people use speakers and all this good stuff, but which I have a big speaker I can use, but I want to try the thing on the left, and I want to put blood just to see, I don't know, a small amount of blood.
As an experiment, I understand, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see what this stuff is doing to us, because blood is water in a way.
Well, the amount of iron in blood, for example,
Right, right. That makes sense, because, the red clay in the earth is rich in iron. That makes sense, Dean. Good one.
I've thought about that for a while now. I know I've also thought that, I know it sounds pretty horrific, but I thought that, even, that's why I wanted to find that picture I was talking about with the giant that was grinding bodies, right? But I wondered if they were grinding bodies that had been turned to stone, and then they ground them up, and that's where we got all the red bricks from. I know it sounds horrible, but I mean, you go from macro to micro, and if this place is all bodies, all past living bodies that have died here, and petrified bodies, then that could all that iron that we're getting out of the ground could have easily come from a macro body, right?
Now there's
I know
5.
I know I'm not very talkative, and I'm not that good at explaining a lot of stuff. Chuck, I can write out stuff, and it just flows through my head and onto the paper. And when I try and explain it, I mean, if I was writing it while I'm trying to explain it, I'd probably be able to do it. But for something, there's some reason, there's some kind of blockage that I can't just, unless I'm writing it, it just doesn't flow out of my mind and into my mouth the same way as it does when I write it.
The eyeball, man, is they say when you pass or you expire, your eye turns into a crystal. I don't know how true that is. But look at this building, Dean. I just want to show. I don't know if I showed you this when you came up. I took this picture today. It sucks that I have to make it the holding my phone this way. Because I took the
I
picture this
understand.
way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I can't get the whole thing in. But
Right. Yeah.
this is in the city, and it has the same gate as the old cemetery from the 1700s that I did the video on, which is people want to see a video of Hartford, Connecticut cemetery in downtown, which is odd, right in the middle of all the skyscrapers. They built around this fucking old cemetery that has like granite capstones and all this stuff. It's old. The video is, you know, on my channel, my main channel.
In your playlist, yeah.
Yeah. Well, not the playlist, but where the videos are.
Okay. Yep.
But I know what you mean, playlist, yeah. But this looks like a piece of a building. Like, why would they leave just this pillar?
Unless the rest of it's underground.
I could look it up right now. You know what? I'm gonna. That would be even better. All right, we're gonna look up to see the name of this tower and the history on it. So they say.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we get a lot of half-truths and snippets of truth in some of these. So you have to view them because you might just see something in there, like a couple of words that shift your whole thinking, whole way of seeing it being presented.
Oh, I think I found it. Yeah, I got it already. No.
There you go. It's coming to you. That's, you know, when you're doing a good thing, I think the good things come to you.
It's called. Oh wow, I got my favorite building here too.
It's bloody tall.
Alright. It's called Kenny Tower. Is a memorial tower located in a small public park at Main and Eli Streets, north of downtown Hartford. That's all it says. But we're gonna go into Wikipedia. And it says built in 1898 as a memorial to family members by the locally prominent Kenny family, which to me sounds like a so-called black family. It is a distinctive local example of I can't say this word. I'll put it in the chat. Maybe people can say this, but I can't, because then we thought it. Not the Gothic word, but that other word before Gothic. But it's a collegiate, whatever, Gothic architecture. And it's the city's only freestanding tower. It was listed on the, who cares?
It's listed when they found it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Won't let me download this picture.
Screenshot it. That's what I do.
Description and history. Kenny Tower is located on the northern fringe of downtown Hartford, from which it is now separated by Interstate 84. Yeah, Interstate 84 fucked everything up for a lot of cities, especially New Britain and Hartford. It is located in a park 1.5 acres in size on the southeast corner of Main and Ely, in an area dominated by traffic and commercial development. The tower stands near the center of the Roughsey School. I don't care about none of that. They're saying it was built out of ashlar cut red sandstone quarried in Longmeadow, Massachusetts. Its vertically is heightened by corner buttresses and pinnacles that rise and pinnacles that rise above its roof to finial crosses. There are clock faces on all four sides above, which are lancet arched louvers around the chamber housing chiming bells that surround every quarter hour. The tower was built in 1898 on land that belonged at the time to the locally prominent Kenny family. Its construction was done by the family under the terms of the will of Henry Kenny. Now we're going to find out who this guy is. Who sought to memorialize his wholesale grocery business, H&W Kenny. The family, however, instead placed a plaque on the tower reading, "This tower erected," does look like an erection. Oops. "This tower erected to the memory of my mother is designed to preserve from other occupancy the ground sacred to me as her home, and to stand in perpetual honor to the wisdom, goodness, and womanly nobility of her to whose guidance I owe my success in life and its chief joy." Oh, my mouth's dry.
I'm just having a sandwich. I'm a bit hungry.
Just eat it, eat it. Oh. The tower was designed by New York City architect Charles C. Get the fuck out of here. It just so happened I walked by and Charles Hyatt told me to take a picture because my name's Charles. So the architect's name was Charles. My name's Charles. You know, there's a connection there. It says New York City architect Charles C. Hyatt, whose specialty was that damn word again, collegiate Gothic architecture. The family trust deeded the tower and park to the city in 1924. You know, that makes me wonder, you know, like, was it deeded to the city, or did the family die and you know, they'll make a form or some paper and say it was given to us by the family.
Yep.
So now I want to look up good old Henry Kenny here, because I don't know who they are, the Kenny family. We're gonna have a little history class. Wow, I can't find nothing here. Alright, we're gonna look at this, I guess, out of Wikipedia. See ya! Sorry about this, everyone. Now I understand why, what's his name? Hold on. The realist McCoy would say, I didn't know you went live, because I go live quick and I don't give it an hour, and nobody gets the warning, I guess.
Well, I do. As soon as
Well,
you
I sent
posted the
you.
live. And Telegram as well, did you?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't
Alright.
take them. I just took the YouTube one, the first one that came up on the YouTube.
Hold on. Now there's a lake? I don't remember no lake there. Uh-oh. I have to go into that park and check it out. I don't remember this lake like this. Oh, I'm definitely going now. It says, in 1893, Henry Kenny bequeathed. Did he queef? How did he queef? He's a man. In 1893, Henry Kenny bequeathed 533 acres of land for use as a park. Fuck a park. Yeah, homeless people gonna park their wazoo on the ground. I would give them acres to somebody that can build. Something for the homeless, right?
There was a lot of what they call bequeathing in those days. Rich families, so-called wealthy families or founders or whatever, that whether they're founders or whether they actually had passed it down from generation to generation. I mean, that does happen. I know fifth generation landowners. So
Wow,
it does happen.
I think they even preserved the house they lived in. There's a picture here of their house. Interesting. Anyway, I had to know what this tower was. Now, is it true? You mean to tell me somebody is gonna build this for a memorial? Just to remember somebody? I don't know. It said it was built in 1893 with bricks from that quarry in Massachusetts. Yeah, whatever. Hey. Now, what do you think about these resonators here, Dean?
I mean, to me, then you look at it.
Like the.
It's like a computer board, isn't it?
Yeah, like this. See that? Two of these are a church floor, and then the one in the center and far left are the Sherman resonators. And if the church floor has a resonator and the other church has one, it makes me think, You know, and then you get architecture like this that has the resonator. I can't see what's in the center there. And then you get pictures like this. You know, people say, oh, but that's a maze. Is it? Where? Where's the maze? How do you start and go anywhere? I see it. But, you know,
Yes.
if people didn't know any better, you know, they would say this is a maze. If they didn't know it was a resonator, they would say
Of
that's a
course.
maze. So, what's a maze, right?
It's a lot of stuff that you can't sort out because you got to get into the middle of it to find out where you're going, and then you got to make the right decisions, right? And you got to have a bloody good memory of where you've been. So to me, it's turning something that's really good into something of confusion, right?
It makes me wonder about these because this looks more like a resonator than, and then in the center it has like that cymatic symbol.
Well, it's pretty interesting also if you look at the outsides of the square itself. They are leaning outwards, like they're projecting upwards, right? It's not they're not leaning. The outside's not leaning in, like it's covering it. It's actually like it's out, like it's going to expel something, right?
Which picture? This one?
No, the one in the middle.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, the one you had it before. You know, if you didn't know any better and you had a quick glance, you'd think it was a pool table, right?
No.
But if you have a look at the green, where the green is outlined by the brown, it's got a couple of little things sticking up there on the right hand side of it, and you can tell that the top of the outside is wider than, say, the floor itself, right? Plus, it's got a lot of little what do they call those? Little chips that you put in, and you solder them into a circuit board. Oh, crikey, what do they call them? Bloody hell, some of the stuff gets out of my mind. Dang.
Take your time. Oh, you got booted out. I thought that was Bex coming up. Got quiet. Sorry, I was labeling a picture. So I know what they are. How you spell antenna? I got it. Anyway. Where was I? Just like this. You know, this picture right here with the tree in the center, the tree of life. You know, we could synchronize and symbolize this to our realm. You got your four corners, and underneath our feet and everywhere this earth is a Tesla coil or a resonator, with the center being the tree of life, Mount Meru, Rupus nigra, other 60 kabillion names there probably is for that center part. But that's what I see when I look at this. You know, if I was at one of them doctors and they were showing me pictures, and they said, "Hey, Chuck, what does this look like to you?" I would tell them, "I don't know." I would say exactly what I just said. I would say that looks like our realm, the four corners, the resonator with the north pizzle. Now this is a resonator, but hold on. No, it says labyrinth. Chartres? I can't say the name, but Chartres. Which also, this looks like see, I'm gonna say labyrinth. It reminds me of the resonator on the church floor. If you look carefully, it looks like a crank, right? Like a bike crank, almost. Where the pedals, the crank, you use the pedals to turn that crank for the chain. But look in the bottom right, if you guys can zoom in or anything and see the teeth coming out of the resonator, which probably could be, I wonder why that's like that. Is that like grounding, maybe? I don't know. But that bottom right picture has the same design as this right here, this labyrinth with the teeth. Oh, Dean dropped out. I'm gonna watch this movie, Pan's Labyrinth. See what type of symbolism. And this whole thing right here with oh wow, what's on her head? I can't zoom in, but the whole thing with Isis and Venus and that thing in her hand kind of reminds me. I don't know what it reminds me of. Is that supposed to represent the sun and the moon? Because it reminds me of, above is the head, and the statue's arms are supposed to be crossed, holding one in each hand, sort of like the skull and bones. When these people die, the ritual is to cross their hands, and it looks like the skull and bones. When you're in a casket, they'll cross your hands. to cross your hands and smack you in the forehead. Wow. Dean got 2 things. What's up, Dean?
I just tried.
You got 2.
And came in through stream. Have I? Oh shit! Hang on, let me have a look at that.
Yeah, it's all right. Let me see if this picture will show better. Nope, I forgot that I. But I don't know what those things are in the hand there. But they're definitely, because look at the unk. I got pictures of the unk. You know, people say that's the vagina, the penis together. Okay. But what if it's something else also, like a energy generator or something? Let me check the chat to see what people have to say.
Cool.
But I don't make this up. Look at Lucifer's lighting. Here's your spec sheet for Lucifer's lighting. Lucifer. I like when somebody said these could have been magnets and they could open portals. It's very interesting because who would build something like this, right? Like these could have been genuine portals. And if people, oh no, yeah, people need to do more research, because if you read old documents and stuff, they used to call doorways portals. So in Windows, it's a portal into the next room where we call them doors. I don't know why. I like the word portal better because it's transferring you from one space to the next.
Totally agree, Chuck.
Oh, if I had my laptop, I could pull up with the click of a button so many pictures I wanted to align to this right here. I just don't want to dig. Like I said, I would pull up the 4 corners with the mountain in the center. Like I could pull up so much, and I'm gonna. What's today? Either tomorrow, sometime this weekend, I'm going to have a whole bunch of pictures ready to align. Let's see what people are saying. Peace, Joe King.
Hey, you joking?
Tuning fork. Thank you, little bunny foo-foo. Tuning fork. Interesting. Interesting. Because the tuning forks I've seen have 2 prongs. And that reminds me of like the 2 infamous Masonic pillars, right? Jachin and Boaz, or however you say it. Yeah, I did a video on that, little bunny foo-foo, on tuning forks and acupuncture. And man, the Eastern medicine is so much accurate and better, than Western.
Much love, and hope everyone is well. And
yeah, peace to not know.
Great to be with everyone today.
And Forever Love 774. Trying to see who else came in. Jen.
Alchemos was there earlier.
Shout out to Orland, California. Nadine La France. Alchemos83 said, many crowns show us a representation of the upper half of the torus field. You should consider the jewel in the middle like a head of the flower on the dielectric plane. It represents the space we are on. When they turn the 8 sideways, it reminds me of a pair of glasses. Or the sun and moon. And the intertwined part would be like the mountain. Yeah, Little Bunny Fufu said a good one. Oh, S, I didn't think of that. S said it looks like a water pumping station. Interesting. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, no, they do
The
look like
building I
that.
showed? Interesting. I didn't think of that one. Because why else would you have those spaces for air to get in? Unless there's a bell in there that rings. And they need the spaces to let the sound out, because if it was enclosed, you know, a bell ringing produces a heavy vibration. Now, what if you could harness, when a bell rings, boom, if you could harness the energy that, because I used to think that about magnets. When you would turn a magnet back to back and you try your hardest to push them together. And I used to talk like when I was young, at like 12, I'd play with magnets and think, what if they could put two magnets together and the way they don't touch each other, you could use that energy or that, the way it pushes, you could hover something and make it go fast. And they've done that with trains already. So someone beat me to it, but I used to think about that. Instead of like coal and all that garbage. Now, what was I gonna say? I was going somewhere with that. I guess I wasn't, right? Let me get back in the chat. The device in my thumbnail is a 2D Tesla coil. Tesla Coil Pro uses it for plasma lamps. Nice. Big up Chuck Treeses. Alright, where was I now? Something Little Bunny Fufu was bringing up. I wanted to speak on. You look for it. I think I passed it. S, I read S had said that about the shit. The original template holds two pillars with the icon in the middle. Duality, yeah, sun and moon, male, female, Satan, Jesus, blah, blah, blah. Has been used all over the realm by the controller order since inception of it. Huh. That's awesome. You got that video too, S. Alright, this is what we could talk about, Dean, because we've talked about this before. That's crazy. I accidentally hit the button, and this is what I was looking for. Get the fuck out of here. What's the chances of that? I'm scrolling down and my finger hit this by an accident, and it's what I'm looking for. Little Bunny Foo said, I wonder what they do with the blood after we die. Dean. She asked you, Dean.
She asked me, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know myself. I do know that they remove the blood when they, you know, like they replace the blood with chemicals when they, what do they call it? When you know, if you want to keep the body for several days, like our brother, when he died, we had his coffin and his body over a week so people could say goodbye to him. And you know, they put a solution. They replace the body's blood with a solution so that they don't rot or they don't start deteriorating. Well,
it's called they put in the body, it's embalming fluid.
Yes, embalming. Thank you very much, Chuck. Yes, and so they embalm the body, and then they replace the blood with embalming fluid. But what they do with that blood, I have never ever questioned before in my life, and it's a very good question as to what they do with that blood, because it is not a healthy blood like you get your red blood cells, isn't it? It's more of the blue blood, isn't it? Because it's the blood that's being returned back to the heart, right? It's being used. So when your body dies, obviously all that body fluid, blood fluid, is going to be blue blood. It's not going to be rich out of the heart, is it? Right? So that's an interesting thought. Yes, I'll have to look into that. Sorry about that, little bunny foo-foo, but I can't give you the answer to that, but it's something worthy of good thought. Yep. So what were they calling people when they call them blue bloods?
Oh, Shell's muted, man. What the fuck? She said, Dean, this is when we were talking about the bricks and how we were saying, I was all talking for like a good minute, yes, and I realized I was muted. Okay. And we were talking about like the clay being red and it contains a lot of iron, which would make sense, yes, for the bricks in the building containing a lot of iron because they hold a lot of energy, bricks. Yes. Yeah. And I've even stated in the city I live in, there's a like the apartment building I live in is all red brick. And I want to buy one of those things electricians use where you touch it and it'll go off if there's energy. But peace to Don McRon. Peace to Don McRon. But anyway, what was I gonna go to with this? I've wondered where our blood goes to. And if they know that the red clay in the earth could have been the Titans' blood, but you know, they call gold and silver. They say we got to find the gold veins or the silver veins, and you hear, excuse me, the stories about Titans or the gods, right? They probably called the Titans gods then because they would squish you. They are said to have gold, pure gold in their blood, and silver in the metals. But you know, it would make sense for there to be large amounts of silver and gold because they were way bigger. You know.
Well, you know, I mean, there's the other thing too, Charles, is that you know, colloidal silver. A lot of people drink colloidal silver, right? And it's usually a process of taking a silver coin or silver nugget and immersing it in some kind of fluid, and then getting the what they call the colloidal silver out of it. I'm not sure how that works exactly, but you know, is it possible that that some of these people wore gold or silver teeth? You know, did it come out of the body of a human, or did it come out of some other creature? That's my question, right?
Well,
we don't know.
It makes,
you know, I mean,
it makes me think about. It's crazy, man. I was driving by the cemeteries, and it just made me think. Why don't he? Oh, about. And I watched that video that was called "Grave Robbing for Dummies" or some shit, and it just makes me think, like, the whole process. Because there was this case I was watching where this lady wanted some stuff from her brother because it was worth money, so she gave him sleeping pills, and they thought he was dead. And she was going to donate the body to scientists so they could observe the body's decomposition. So they put cameras in the fucking casket, and they ended up burying the guy. And the scientists went for their first 7-hour video, and they seen he was alive, and it made me think, wait a minute, don't they take out the organs and shit before you die? Maybe only in America they do that.
Well, I think that, like, whether that's true or not, but I've heard that it's, you know, you've got to donate your body parts before they can take them.
Right.
I'm not sure, right?
Yeah, but where does, you know, when they bomb the body, where does our blood go? We had a conversation about that, and my theory was, what if not only are they could be drinking it or using it for I don't know what, but what if some of these robots they create, they use human blood to flow through the, you know, like if they had, instead of oil and stuff, they would use blood, human blood. I wonder how that would work. What if they use human blood? Like, to me, people say the brain and this and that. I think the blood is the Ark of the Covenant. Your blood has everything in it. DNA, everything. And they say DNA holds hella memory. Me personally, I think they're so far ahead on all this shit that they could transfer people from body to body. They probably could grow bodies in a lab, but that's theory. I can't prove it.
Yeah, it's still a theory to me. I'm not really sure of that either. Yeah.
I mean, if people, they put pig hearts in people, or let me take it a step further. If they take Dean kidney and put it in my body, and I start having Dean's dreams or craving food that Dean eats, no, this is fact, and having thoughts that Dean had, it makes me wonder, you know, what's going on? The blood is supreme. Your blood is everything. And when you go to the doctors, they want 5 tubes of the fucking blood. So think about all your doctor visits and how much. Ask a nurse next time you go and they're taking 5 huge tubes of blood from you. You need that much blood to see what's wrong if I was sick? Or,
look,
you know,
I gave blood. I gave blood because I thought it was the right thing to do, Chuck. I gave blood for many years, right? I used to sit in a chair and let them drain out a couple of bloody liters or whatever they were taking. I don't know. And, you know, I do that once a month, once every couple of months, all depending on my schedule.
No dropped the link in the chat about a man that took too much colloidal silver.
Okay.
I'm going to look up this thing in Google that S told me to look up. Alright, right now, P-Dot bricks. Energy and light, man, that's where I'm at now. And I just realized everything's energy. That's why you gotta be like Neo, the one. I don't like the new Matrix where they make it like he's like, I'm not the one, that his love for, what was her name? His girl there on the motorcycle. They're now, the new Matrix is saying his passion and what word for his will to live and fight to be with her, that she's the one. Yeah, he wasn't never the one. Whatever. Any excuse to keep that sequel going. All right, how to turn regular bricks into electricity, storing supercapacitors. Very interesting. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. A team led by Hongmin Wong. Hongmin Wong. Yeah. Alright, it says bricks are often porous. P-O-R-O-U-S. Porous as well.
Yes.
Meaning there is plenty of surface area where a thin coating could interact with that iron. What's this bullshit? Okay. The process, something they had developed previously, involves heating the brick in an enclosure along with hydrochloric acid and an organic compound that mercifully shortens to EDOT. The two liquid substances evaporate and condense on the brick's convoluted surface. The acid dissolves some of the iron mineral, freeing up iron atoms that help the organic molecules link up to form polymer chains, graduating to P-dot that coat the surface. The polymer makes microscopic and tangled fibers that forms a continuous and electrically conductive layer on each face of the brick, which otherwise remains. This does have the effect of turning the brick black, though. Okay. Says the team tested performance in a couple of configurations, including one with the study of gel electrolyte sandwiched between the bricks like mortar. So this is some interesting shit, man.
Sure is.
I'm definitely about to do a video on this. Fuck yeah. Thank you, S. This is dope. There's more too. I'm gonna look right now to these other how do energy bricks work? So you could turn any brick energy storing bricks. Interesting.
I tell you something, Chuck. When I was in Australia, I went over there for a few years, and I was living in the Northern Territory. The red dust on the ground over there is everywhere. They call it bull dust in some places. On the roads.
What is it? Bull
it's
dust?
Red dust. Well, they call it bull dust, right? Because, I mean, you know, like bloody heaps of cattle put it up in the air. It just looks like red haze when they're droving cattle. But it's on the ground everywhere in the Northern Territory. And all your clothes get stained with this reddish hue. Doesn't matter how much you wash them, they eventually look at a grey pair of pants or a fawn pair of pants or something like that can just, or a white one can go completely red, you know. But just how much iron is in the Northern Territory and parts of Australia is pretty amazing. I mean, you got look at Ayers Rock. Ayers Rock is that huge big thing that sticks up in the middle of Australia. Who's to say it isn't some gigantic creature's heart? Because it's completely almost red, you know, to look at.
Who knows nowadays?
I mean, you spell the word truth, T-R-U, true, T-R-U-E. And if you put the hyphen between T-R-U and the E, and then E-F-T-H, it's trueth, or true earth, is it?
I don't know. Truest. Look at this picture. Picture. I don't know how true this picture is, but hey.
Little green
What do you think
lantern or
about
something.
it? Yeah, the brick is supposedly lighting the light.
That's what the rocks look in the Northern Territory in Australia. That's what they look like.
But
Here's rock.
it was turned black, just like it said it would. See how it turned it black?
Yep.
Like soot. That's the layering that's creating the charge. Then they had this picture I took. Now, it says P dot. I don't know if this is showing the layer of blackness that went over the brick, and that's the layer with the hairs or whatever that's creating or allowing the current to flow or be stored.
Type 2 brick.
Yeah, because that you can see that extra layer that would be the black part, which you could clearly see there's a layer.
Bloody hosing down again. I don't mind the rain though, as long as it's not cold.
The old architecture is nothing matches it. I mean, look, the people. You know, I don't buy any of the stories. You know, when they say founded, I make jokes. And I say Europeans are good at finding things. Because, you know, it says founded in 1778, right? They're very good finders.
Exactly.
But I don't believe any of the backstories they give for this stuff. Oh, this was built in 6 months with sheetrock and wood. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You're going to build something this beautiful and huge. Oh, they built the archways that big because they were carrying in machines, right? That's the other excuse I hear. That's probably one of the best excuses I've heard.
Pictures of these world fairs, and they have the crystal palaces and the.
This is it right here. This is the back end of the Crystal Palace. You can see the Crystal Palace on the left, all the way in the front there. That's the Crystal Palace. This is the back end of it, or the front end. And this is the front end right here.
And you've got to look. I mean, there's one I found with a huge tree in it, grown in there from as a small seedling, I feel, anyway, and got to its full height inside the Crystal Palace, which was human. Take some of those sheets of glass. That would have taken a massive foundry to put that in to get together. When electricity wasn't discovered until, you know, by Edison or what have you, and all that. I mean, you know, we're told that the you know, I mean, even in our country here, we didn't get electricity in our own farm, and where I till I was 11 years of age, we lived without power. We milked cows in a bucket. So, you know, like the story is that we were a country living without power, with horse and cart, pick and shovel, carving out huge stones out of quarries, and transporting it all the way to where these things were. So but you know, you don't see the quarries in Nelson Bay, Tasman Bay, that supplies marble. But and there's other ones that have granite, but maybe those quarries were founded too, you know. Hey, Mind's Eye, salutes to you.
Who's
Hey,
Fred
yes.
the horse? Fred the horse that built America.
Yeah, pretty amazing buildings that that our apparent last few generations built by hand. What happened to all those fellas with so much skill?
Alright, Alchemos83 said, leave a silver coin on a dampy place. It will turn greenish. After waking up, put the silver coin in your mouth. It's an ancient immune booster. Yeah, we could find a real silver coin that doesn't have a bunch of zinc in it.
I've got coinage. Actually, I must.
Coinage!
I've got coinage from when we had pound, shillings, and pence before we changed the decimal currency, right? And I've got the copper coins, you know, like the halfpenny and the farthing and the penny, and they were all in copper. And then we had the threepence, and crikey, mate. And we had the threepence and the sixpence and the shilling and the 2 bob and the half crown and the full crown, and then a pound note. And most of those coins are almost all silver. I mean, I've got quite a few of them. I probably should try putting one in my mouth and seeing what I can derive from that.
This map, all the red, I think, is German, or the man with the mustache. Blue is the Asian, or the Chinese, and the white is you know,
I thought the blue would have been the Spanish.
But it makes sense because California is pretty much ran by China. And look where Venezuela was destroyed by Biden and their movement. But this map's old. Look at the American flag called the Greater Reich. And I had the symbol there, but he had to take it off so he didn't get in trouble.
Notice that the longitude lines run straight down instead of giving out that curved association with the ball, right?
Yeah. All the military maps, they don't consider BS curvature. And if you even read the military documents, they continually say over and over and over. They talk about the firmament and the level plane and all this stuff. They say flat earth a lot. I tried to get London to come through, but he could be sleeping.
He had a bit of a downturn there, and he got a cold. You could hear it in his speech yesterday in the rebuttal bar.
Yeah, whenever
just
London
looking at
comes through, and it's just London, when London's up here and he's focused, it's always a really good live stream. Like when there's no one that he doesn't get along with, like I said, it's always a really good live stream. Like the last time he came up, there's no arguments. He showed his work he was putting in. That was a dope build.
Well,
5 acres.
how's this, Chuck? I went over to Mud Fossil University this morning, and excuse me, and Roger Spur was actually showing the maps with the dragons and stuff, just the same as London Man has been showing. You know,
yeah?
they say, yeah, so it's pretty interesting. And it was a live chat. I posted a few things in there. Check out London Man. Gave him a few plugs. I didn't say anything about the flat Earth because when I normally say things like that, he basically shuts off. So I didn't want to bring any of that stuff to the fore. I just wanted to concentrate on referencing different plugs that he was making, so that I can plug other people who are sharing content, right?
Hi, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. I mean,
He thinks
I think,
we're floating on a ball, huh?
yeah, but you know, he's done a lot. He's done a hell of a lot for the community and bringing awareness to just the type of environment that this place really is. You know, it's bodies of beasts and dragons. Actually, I've got a picture I found in Pine Interest, and it actually shows these bigger bodies on the top of almost looks like a dinosaur, and they're traveling across a landscape. But you can see there's small people, there's big people riding a dinosaur type. Maybe that's the dinosaur was the dragon, and maybe that's what it's always been. And they just depicted dinosaurs out of that. But you know, It's just another way of sort of giving a half truth, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, he showed the same, you know, where the tail splits into three, and you can see the giant, what do they call it, the dragon, and it had the tail split into three, like a worm with three parts, the end of its tail.
Don't forget the Titans either.
Sorry, Chuck.
It's not just dragons. There's dead Titans too.
Of course. I'm not denying that. I mean, he's even showing a dragon that's had its throat, its neck cut off just from where it meets the body, right? So something with a massive, some sort of sword or whatever, you know, George and the Dragon, chopped off the head. And who's to say that George wasn't such a mighty person himself, wielding a massive sword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the full moon today. I would have put my crystals in the window. But unfortunately, it's been raining and it's cloudy.
That doesn't matter. The influence of the moon may not get the light of it, but it's still going to get the influence.
I didn't think of that. Probably gonna end this live in like
it's all frequency.
We got 20 minutes.
No worries. Well, you know, that's something to look at, is that people say that you have to have the light of the moon. Well, is it cold light that charges crystals, or is it the frequency? Right?
That's true. Very true. Peace to Sean. Or shall I say, Sean of Swords.
I mean, I know they probably don't have a lot of area around you where you could put them out in the open, but I would suggest that you could make a journey to a place in a park somewhere where there's water flowing.
If I put my crystals outside needing a charge, I would wake up and it would be in a pawn shop.
Yeah, I know.
I
mean, maybe you can go down to a park somewhere where you know there's fresh water running, and you can actually wash them in that water, cleanse them.
Charge them because of that energy flows. Water is energy, especially flowing water. That's why the oceans produce so much energy. And I think the best electricity would be through salt water in the ocean. It would create hella power. Imagine that on a boat, on the ship. You can create a turbine that creates energy through salt water. Imagine that on a Navy ship or something, right? You'd be surrounded by none but energy. Just like the whirlpool.
Well, a lot of these old submarines too, Charles, had units in them that took in salt water and desalinated the water so they could drink it, but it also took the oxygen out of that water to re-oxygenate the air that they were breathing, right?
I think somehow at the North Pole, the water is pulling in, pushing out. Or, I think you said, the North Pole is pulling, right? It's pulling water in, and it could
Yes.
come out. It could trickle down from above, or it could come out
I think it even could
around
go down,
the.
right down and come out in Antarctica, right?
Right, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, the cycle.
And how,
It's like
and that's how we get the tides pushing and pulling, right?
yeah. Maybe when the tides go out, that's when the center part opens up and the water drains
Yeah,
out.
that's what I'm thinking.
And then
That's
when
what
it,
I've
then
always
when it
thought.
closes, the tide comes back in.
Yes.
And there's whirlpools too. They're on the old maps.
Yep.
Those old maps show whirlpools all over the ocean. Now what happened to them? You know, I want to get. I have a couple of the old maps that show whirlpools, and I'm gonna get them. And I want to align them with a new map that shows where the boats travel. So then I could see if the boats don't travel in that area, there might be a big chance they still exist, because that's why the boats don't travel in that
that's
area.
exactly what I was just thinking of as you said it. I said, I'm thinking myself, I bet you all the shipping lanes steer all those ships clear of those, right?
Yeah. That's interesting. We're gonna have to look into that, Dean.
I think so.
I can't wait, Flat Earth Nation. If anyone likes,
You know,
if anyone
carry on.
likes good footage of the moon, crisp, clear footage of the moon, or the wandering stars or the fixed stars, check out Flat Earth Nation. If you want to drop your link, Flat Earth Nation, in the chat. That brother has some good footage, man. I like watching the stuff. Peace, Lonnie. Peace to La Young.
Hey, Lonnie. Hope you're well, bro.
Yeah. Wouldn't you say Australia and New Zealand are under the rule of China?
China. Yes. That's right. The socialist regime.
They ain't too social. To be called a socialist, they're not social at all. Fuck them. I feel bad for the China people. I do. I feel bad. But if they are as deep as it's said, you know, if their population's so big, how the fuck are they controlled by a couple of old grumpy fucks? Just like us. It amazes me, I ain't gonna lie. When I sit back and sometimes get stoned to let my mind drift, I think, what foolish fucking people we are. You know? We outnumber these clowns and we just roll with it. When all we have, we couldn't even come together.
A lot of them are asleep. A lot of them are asleep. The biggest bulk.
I don't know how. I don't know how people don't think about this shit.
Well, you know, it was a pretty good and obvious situation that came with the old la-di-da-ra-ra and the world lockdown, so to speak. And a lot of people, I mean, worldwide, were shut away in their houses. Now, I know that most people have a work schedule, right? And they do all their stuff at home at night after they're finished. They go online, they set themselves up for the next day, all that sort of stuff. But if they didn't have a next day to go to work for a couple of weeks, what the heck did they have to do? They couldn't, you know, all their stuff was being done because that was their routine. They had all the spare time in the day that they were always at work, so bloody busy, ass pointed to the ground, that they didn't have time to look at anything else. And then they had all this time on their hands. And I think some of the biggest and one of the biggest awakenings worldwide was because of that, right? But you could say that as soon as that bloody thing allowed them to go back to work, they basically, a lot of them would have forgotten what they'd opened their minds up to, because now they had to get back to work and they had to recover the cost of not earning anything for 2 friggin' weeks or more, right? And they closed a lot of businesses down. You can imagine those people wouldn't have time to bloody kiss their wife goodbye on the way out the door, right? I mean, this time of the year, I know there are so many people struggling now because they maxed their bloody credit cards out. And now they've got to put their noses to the grindstone and work that bloody debt off all bloody year for the next bloody round when it comes again. When people are in that state of mind, they haven't got time to look at stuff like that. In fact, they'll join the bloody ranks and laugh at you rather than agree with you, you know? Or let a bit of mind thought going and give it a bit of direction and a few legs to say, yeah, maybe there is something in that. But a lot of people haven't got friggin' time, Chuck. They just don't have the friggin' time.
Time is very sacred. It's something we can't get back. And that's why I said, well, we sit here and argue, we can't get back time.
No, but we're not arguing, you and I, Chuck.
No, I'm not saying us.
Yeah.
I'm saying, let me rephrase that. Like when I say, when we sit here and argue, I mean the times that there were arguments over small shit too. Like, well, you know, you go to this channel and I don't like that. Then, or you said that you farted and it smelled like onions. You know, over. It's
I
like
know, it's trivial.
So
it's trivial stuff, and a lot of people will spend a lot of time playing with the trivial stuff and not concentrating on what people are trying to evaluate from the videos and the message and the description. You know, I mean, how many times have you had videos, Charles, where you have had stuff in your description, and then by the end of it, you feel exasperated because nobody addressed it. Everybody was talking about other stuff, right?
I've seen that, I heard a lot of theories on why those cities were empty in China.
Yeah, it wasn't. That was Campbell and Tracy from her channel. She's got Tartaria Australia, and her and I seen that video. Her and Campbell were relating about their trips. Campbell went to the States and he joined Max Egan, Jason Brashears and Martin Liedtke, and he travelled around with them, while Tracy, she went to India and then she went to China. Yes, I'm just letting you know, yes, you know. And it was her that said that while she was going through China, she saw all these cities that were completely empty. Nobody in them.
Yeah, I think they're lying about the numbers of people. That's what I think. They say you could take everyone in the U.S., put them in Texas, and get like an acre and a half of land or more. So something. Everyone in the U.S. and fit them in Texas, and there'd still be land left over. You could take everyone in Asia and Europe, put them in Africa, and, you know, I think it's like half of Africa, or not even, and all that land to be open. So all this overcrowded world and shit, people gotta wake up. It's not overcrowded. Maybe the cities are. Maybe we're overcrowded with ignorance. We're overcrowded
I
with
bullshit. Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Or as my partner likes to call it, bovine manure. Just to have a little bit of etiquette and you're not swearing at anyone.
Too many scripts. This world stage is overpacked with ignorance, scripts, and horrible actors.
But they are the ones that are adhering to the ears of the masses, because the masses haven't got time to research it and find out if it's true and correct. They just go with the flow, and if their mates agree with it, then they'll agree with their mates, right?
And if they try to move to the truth, you got the people saying, it reminds me of that movie, you're gonna shoot your eye out. Or, you know, if you go and you start saying the earth flat, they're all gonna laugh at you, right? Like, I don't care who laughs at me, because in the end,
Me neither.
I'm laughing at them, you know? And not to be a jerk, but I've tried. My friends don't want nothing to do with the truth, so let them live in La La Land.
And that's the bulk of the world, Chuck, you know? They're in La La Land, you know?
Shit hits the fan, my friend be like, it ain't gonna hit the fan. And I feel like saying, what do you think that situation that happened a few years ago? That was the test run.
Well, the other thing I think about too, Charles, is in a lot of these situations where they have these events or resets or whatever we like to call them, we may have in the past had a few events that were major, but what I find mostly with the resets that I feel are happening today, they're little deviant, underhanded measures that, you know, just slip one rule out and put 20 in its place. They are reevaluate. They're always reevaluating the situation, and I think it's like tactical warfare. They watch us, and they see the ones that are waking up, and they can see how they're waking up, and they think, right, so that's how they woke up. We'll just close that window for them so that others won't see it, right?
Alchemist 83.
I don't think they got a big plan at all. I think it's just a whole lot of experiments to myself. There is a plan, but I think they're going along with the experimentation to see what we're doing, how we're thinking, and then they implement something else to shift
Peace to
the
Jen.
paradigm.
Let me just say good night to Jen and Not Know, man. Thanks for coming by. Y'all have a great night.
Much love to you both. You know how much we respect you guys and girls. Big hugs. Big hugs.
Okay, this is what I want to do. Alchemist 83. Boop. There we go. I had to pin that comment. Alchemist 83. I had to pin his comment, man. He said, He's always got these punchlines.
Yeah, he's. I respect and I admire him greatly. I heard him on London's Rebuttal Bar yesterday, and I must admit, he brought a lot out. He brought a lot to the table, and I have a lot of respect. Big ups to you, Elkie. Elkie Mo. Big ups to you, bro. Big hugs, even.
It always leads to the source of construction and pre-planned destruction.
Hey, Chuck.
Hey, Lonnie.
We got to get Lonnie some better service.
How you guys
We
doing,
got to get
man?
you.
I just now thinking you guys home.
You're breaking up.
Yeah, we're doing good, Lonnie. You're breaking up a bit, but I got that. Yep, we're doing good, and I'm a lot better today than I was. I was a bit emotional yesterday. Shit hit the fan, you know. When shit hits the fan, things can go downhill rather quickly.
What's up, Lonnie? What are you getting into? Uh-oh. You fell off.
I'm just relaxing. I worked all day today, man, so I'm just chill.
On you, bro.
I wonder why it does that when he talks. Like, goes back.
Can you hear me now, Chuck?
I checked the
Yeah, we can hear you, Lonnie. It's just scratchy, right?
yeah, it's like stutters when you talk. I checked the settings; they're on point.
Have you got earphones, Lonnie?
And I've got great connection too, man. So I don't know what's happening.
Oh, there you go. That's a better. That's a lot better.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, sounds
not
good.
much,
Sounds
man.
good.
Just worked all day today, and
Yeah, I
I
could
seen
see
that you
you're
guys
in
were on,
the.
so I figured I'd pop in for a minute.
Lonnie was in the settings the same time as me.
What's
I could
that,
see him
Chuck?
adjusting them. No, I said you were in the settings. I was in your settings, seeing if I could adjust it. But
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But oh well. Long as it we could hear you for the most
Right.
part.
Yeah.
You haven't heard any news on Phil, have you?
I don't know what you guys were getting in.
We're talking about
not sure.
frequency.
No,
Okay. Yeah.
I need to check in on that and see what's going on.
Yeah, I want to get this number so I can. I want to see if I
Well,
can
that's
look in the
something.
computers.
I
Do
can
you know?
probably-
We could do it now. I could look on the.
So what
Where
would
is
you
he?
like?
Ohio?
Go ahead.
No, he's in Illinois, right?
See if you can drop it in the back chat there, Lonnie.
Indiana.
Indiana. Okay, let me look now. I'll put Indiana.
Okay.
Blah blah blah.
I'm gonna put it in the back.
On your right, Lonnie.
All I would need is his name and birth date.
8/8. 8 to the 8th.
No, you don't. Send it to you now.
This was a good build, Dean. Man, I appreciate you coming up.
No, good stuff, Chuck. I mean, it's a subject that I'm interested in, and I've been out there looking too. So
Put his name in the private chat. Sorry, Dean. Put his whole name in the private chat. I'm already on the website for Indiana. Go ahead, Dean. Sorry.
It's all good, Chuck. It's a good bill because
go where I just
we're
said
looking
go.
to.
Okay.
Because we're looking to build and
So
we're
what
looking for
about
answers.
frequency?
Well, these frequency generators, or
Okay. Or are we talking about
these things
You're
that we're
talking about
told
the
that look like a labyrinth. The
electromagnetic
labyrinth, you know, the
frequencies?
things that are. Yeah. They're like the master board in a computer. They look like a chip, you know. They got all the things that look like cathodes and diodes and capacitors and all those sorts of things, right?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with them myself. I think that frequency's been around for a really long time, and they've been utilizing these frequencies since the 30s.
Oh, I think a long time before that too, Lonnie. Those old churches or so-called buildings that were called churches,
You're probably
they had organs that gave out beautiful sounds. My mother played the organ in our church until they took the bloody organ out, and then replaced it with a bloody piano type bloody.
That's all these buildings.
Missed that, Lonnie. Can you repeat it, please?
Yeah, that's how they build all these big buildings, Dean.
Yeah, fully. I know. We're trying to evaluate.
You know, make things weightless.
But, you know, we can see in just a lot of buildings frequency generators, and we can see bell towers that were high enough up to not be a bell tower, but to be something that pulls in the ether energy out of the natural environment and that's all around us.
There's nothing, Lonnie. It says he could be discharged or whatever. I can't find anything. I tried 2 different websites and they both said no. Nothing.
Really?
No one. I tried Philip. I tried Phil with his last name, and yeah. You know his birthday?
It's
anyway,
the 8th of the 8th. The 8th of August, but I don't know what year.
No.
Screw it. You can't say we didn't try to find him because I got video proof.
It might be 68 or 69.
Phil,
68 or 69. Yes. I think that's what it is, Lonnie.
Man.
I'll tell Phil right now. Phil, you're a fucking jerk. You shouldn't have went to jail. There you go. You know, last time we knew
a lot of the architecture. Go ahead.
He could get mad at me. I don't care. Last time he said Dean found out, and if he's got anything to say, it's my fault. But whatever. Last time he didn't care when he's like, you could tell everyone I don't care. Well, whatever. There ain't nobody. People don't even know who that is anyway, for the most part. Anyway, if you find anything out, he's probably home. That's what it says. He probably been home. Probably nothing happened.
Have you heard from Jason at all, Lonnie?
Bet you he's home.
No, I sure haven't.
All right, I might get on. I might get on to him on
I was touching on
Messenger and
on Freak.
But nah, Freak. I hope Phil's doing good, man. And it'd be nice if he would tap in.
I'm sure will.
He always said Phil would be like, if you don't hear from me, then you know what happened. Right? Because this happened once before, right, Dean? He disappeared, and we're like, where's Phil? And my first thought was, oh, no, don't tell me they came and got him. Because he was saying, I'm doing this for paperwork and doing that. And I said, maybe they came and got him for that, but I don't know what's up with that. Phil always promised, he didn't, well, not more or less promise, but he would always boast and say, oh, I know what we have to do, man. Purple ink and this and that. And
I actually think what we've got to do, I actually think, Chuck, that we've got to actually find out what codes they're breaking, right?
Yeah, so I've been saying, and hold them accountable ourselves. Kick in their door and handcuff them.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can't trust lawyers or prosecutors or judges. You can't trust none of them.
Boy, you lean everything. You lean everything, man. I put a conditional acceptance on them, and you lean everything, and you sign your name with the beneficiary signature.
Yes.
Space, and then your middle name, last name, comma, beneficiary.
Critical.
And then you just start going around. Order you some 99 days.
Oh, you're breaking up. Oh, we can't hear you now.
Bloody sound.
Yeah, it keeps breaking up.
They're giving you a bloody hard time on the sound barrier there, Lonnie.
Yeah, it's
bloody
terrible.
Hard time.
When you said put a lien, it reminds me of this Christopher Hauser video. He talks about putting a lien on the judge, the prosecutor, the whole courtroom. And he's like, I don't care if I got to put a whole lien on the whole state. A lien on the whole state. I need to look into more what he means by
can somebody send me some information on these liens? You included, Chuck or Lonnie. If you could send me some stuff on liens, I'd be very much appreciate that.
Oh, Jen said, I don't know if she's talking about Phil, that he doesn't live too far.
Yes, yeah, that's true. That's what she told me.
I don't know. I mean, Phil, I don't know if Phil's in jail or not. It was just, that's what happened last time. But I looked him up and there's nothing. So maybe he disappeared and said, fuck this YouTube shit. You really don't gotta expose the truth, because the truth will always be the truth. It'll always stand strong. Even if you're blind to the truth, it'll still exist, standing strong.
Yes. But you've got to expose the lies and the deceptions, right? And where they're breaking their codes.
That would be crazy if Jen bumps into Phil. Damn, Lonnie, you got it. I don't know, man. Your phone or your connection is terrible. Making all these sounds and noises, like, sounds like you're trying to do a Morse code and shit.
No, it sounds like he's practicing silent ventriloquism.
I'm gonna jump off of here at 3 hours. I was supposed to jump off of here 20 minutes ago, but I said
Okay.
I'll extend it. We still got time.
Send me some stuff in Messenger, if you can, Lonnie. That'd be good.
You already it's already Friday for you.
Yep. Yep, it's what is it? 3:23. 3:23. There you go.
Oh, 18 hours ahead. That's insane. You're all the way at the starting line. Just like look at hold on, let me show you this map. Show you how crazy it is. If this map will show it. Nope, of course not. Fuck. Do I have any other maps? Anyway. Oh, damn it. I need a better map. Here we are. Nope. This one either. Son of a bitch. Try this.
Hey, it looks like Australia and New Zealand are joined together in that last one.
Alright. You see how it shows. It's an odd map, right? I mean, look. I think it might really look like this. How you could come in from the Atlantic. Because look at North America's connected to Russia.
Check
Asia,
the chat,
that piece of land.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Chris Hauser videos.
I'll put mine. Yeah, I like Christopher Hauser. I brought him up a bunch of times. I'm sub to his channel.
Send me the link in Telegram, please.
Yeah, I will.
And Lonnie wants to know what your number is again.
Go ahead, Lonnie. I put it back there. Numbers back there. Now, if you look at Alaska, you see, like the maps they give us, Alaska, this map, man, is awesome. Look at New Zealand over there, that's chilling. Look how big Australia is. Now, I got maps where Australia's connected to the ice wall. And I think there's other land over here. All this big gap with no land. No, they're hiding land.
There's lots of islands and land in there. Yeah.
It's like 8 or 9 hour difference from this tip part of Alaska to Russia. And all you got to do is take a boat, about an hour trip, maybe 2. That's crazy shit.
Hey, Chuck, I'm going to have to get off, mate. My bloody battery's
Continental.
Yeah, I'm going to jump off too.
My bloody battery's just about down to nothing. It's on the red. I'm going to drop off any moment.
All right,
but
Dean.
Much love to you guys, and you know, big ups.
All right, guys.
I mean, we had a great chat today, and I feel like we've covered some ground. And thanks very much, and much love to everyone in the chat. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and that we've got lots more to think about and to talk about next time. Take care, all. Peace out.
Peace, Dean. One love. And yeah, call my.
I'll get a hold of you, Dean.
Yeah, just give me some stuff in Messenger, Lonnie, and
I'm writing it down now.
Some stuff in Telegram, Chuck. I gotta go. I'm gonna go. And I'll drop out.
All right, Dean. Thanks, man.
Will do.
Okay. Bye for now.
Peace.
All right, Dean. I'll get a hold of you, bro. All right, chill. I'll talk to you later.
Lonnie, man. All right, bro. Peace to everyone in the chat, man. Hope
I'm
you
putting
enjoyed.
your number on my phone now. I had it before. And got another phone.
Peace to everyone in the chat. Hope you enjoyed this late stream, but you know, I just wanted to touch on a few areas, and people should check out Divergent. No, he's not my sponsor. You know, I never even spoke to the man, but his work is on point. He deserves to be heard a lot more. But peace to everyone. I hope you have a good night, day, morning, wherever you are. I appreciate everybody, man. Much love. Stay strong. Stand strong. What was I going to say? Never let the government eclipse your shine. Peace. Positive energy activates constant elevation.